Welcome back to the Codger's Corner. Grab a seat, try not to trip over the disruption on your way in, and let's talk about the latest masterpiece of Silicon Valley logic. I've been around long enough to see a lot of scams. I remember when cloud computing was just a fancy way of saying someone else's computer. And I remember when Web3 was going to fix everything. Still waiting on that one, by the way. But what we're seeing right now with these so-called frontier AI models, it's a work of art. We are witnessing the world's first trillion-dollar protection racket. And the best part is that everyone is standing around clapping while they hand over their wallets. Let's call it the poison and antidote business model. It's a beautiful irony, isn't it? The same geniuses who spent billions of dollars building a digital lockpicker that can crack any tech stack in 30 seconds are now the only ones selling the unpickable lock. It's like a fire department that spends its weekends moonlighting as a team of highly efficient arsonists, only to show up on Monday morning offering you a premium fireproofing subscription. They call it safety research. They call it alignment. I call it corporate blackmail with better PR. The media is having a field day with how capable these models are. AI can find zero-day vulnerabilities in minutes, they scream. What they don't mention is that the only people who can afford to defend against those minutes-long attacks are the people already in bed with the labs. If you're a mid-sized bank or a small blockchain builder, you aren't an innovator anymore. You're a target. Unless, of course, you'd like to pay the protection tax to get access to the defensive versions of the very same models that are threatening you. Here is a breakdown of how this high-tech extortion is currently being ranked by its impact on the industry. The gated shield monopoly, it's 92% effective. The top-tier defensive AI, like the new Mythos models, isn't for the public. It's for the fortress class. If you don't have the capital to buy into the glasswing partnerships, your tech stack is essentially public domain for any sophisticated attacker. The insurance squeeze is 81% effective. Try getting a cyber insurance policy in 2026 without a Frontier verified seal of approval. The labs have effectively turned the insurance industry into their personal enforcers. No AI guardian, no insurance. No insurance, no business. The Vide coding debt is 72% of perfect protection. We've let AI write half the code on the internet, and now we're surprised that it's full of holes. The labs are now charging us to find the bugs in the code their own tools suggested in the first place. It's a closed loop of billable hours. Then there is the verification trap. We've reached a point where the code is so complex that only another AI can audit it. This means the labs are now the judge, the jury, and the guy selling the prison bars. We are moving toward a tiered internet, and it's not going to be pretty. On one side, you have the mighty, the JP Morgans, the Coinbases, and the Solanas of the world, who have the billions required to build a security moat. They pay the protection money, they get the elite patches, and they gather up all the customers who are rightfully terrified of being hacked. On the other side, the security ghetto. Everyone else, the companies that are mathematically impossible to secure because they're bringing a human-led knife to an automated AI-powered railgun fight. The market isn't freaking out because the tech is bad. The market is freaking out because they realize that in the frontier era, if you aren't paying for the shield, you're the target. So, what's an old-timer to do? The irony of this is that it makes the simplest things the most valuable. This is why Bitcoin continues to sit there, dumb and happy, like a giant lead door. It doesn't have complex smart contract logic for an AI to twist. It doesn't have a vibe coding interface. It's just a ledger. While the rest of the world is busy paying the AI labs for the privilege of not being robbed by the AI labs, I'll be over here sticking to the stuff that's too simple to align. The security moat is real, folks. But remember, a moat doesn't just keep the bad guys out. It keeps the inhabitants trapped inside, paying rent to the guy who owns the bridge. Stay cynical, stay secure, and for heaven's sake, stop clicking on AI-generated security patches unless you know who's holding the remote.